Another week, another Unpaid Nobody's podcast.
Time for some more BS.
Time for some more BS. Coming off a great week with Ozzy. That was a great episode.
We did have a good week with Ozzy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Went
Ozzy's
well.
great.
Good performance.
He'll be on the show
Glad
again.
to have him on.
Yeah, he'll be the next Isaac, I think. Now that he understands how Discord works.
The fact that he chilled with us for a good hour afterwards, I feel like he enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, he definitely enjoyed it.
One would hope.
Yeah, so welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
I'm assuming we're live.
We're live. Yeah, of course, we're recording. What up? What up?
Okay,
what up?
This is a cozy episode. I just felt it
cast.
all at once. Yeah.
Yeah, this is cozy. I don't think I'm going to officially denote it as a Vibecast because we're doing a concert review.
Yeah. That's fair.
But it was a cozy concert.
But it was a cozy concert. It was
true.
Dude, that was oof.
Perfect.
That was a great concert. That was perfect.
That was exactly what we needed.
We saw
on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, we had the rare experience of seeing a concert on a Monday night and having it be just very chill and relaxing. I was home out of the shower and eating dinner by 10 p.m.
God, yeah.
Real. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was wonderful.
Undervalued experience.
Undervalued experience. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like a late night out, but yeah, no, I appreciated this for sure.
No question. So I guess this week is catching up.
Yeah, we got a bunch of news we want to cover. We're going to be talking about a lot of that. And then we're going to talk about the Ab-Soul show with Fresh. Yeah.
Found a new artist. I like him.
Artist. He's cool. Yeah. I got to listen to him more, but I liked him at the show. I liked him a lot.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, wait, Jasper, I have that already.
Yeah.
Where? Oh, it's at the bottom. Below. There was a big ass gap. My bad.
Yeah.
No, you're good. So first, we should just catch up on last week's news and all this other stuff that we kind of bypassed, essentially.
Yeah, because we had Ozzy on.
Exactly. There was good reason. I don't regret it at all. But just to catch some people up to speed in terms of albums, Moneybagg Yo dropped Hard to Love, the mixtape Heartless Edition. We had a couple of singles that I actually did want to get into. I'm going to save the interesting one for last, I think. But I have Kenny Mason. I've been following for a very long time. He dropped Dracula. That song bangs. Highly recommended. Lotto did a remix with Cardi B. Put it on the floor remix. Super hyped about that. I love that they're collabing together. I feel like, I know we've said it already before, but this is the strongest time period for all females in the rap game, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I love
Definitely.
it.
It's not even close.
Such a huge fan of so many different artists that are operating right now.
So many styles.
And it's something I've realized by just spending so much time at Rachel. There is always been a very prominent woman hip hop subgenre. But now it's just infiltrating the mainstream. Shows like ours are talking about it. So it's hell yeah. I think it's
a real thing.
Yeah.
I was looking this up earlier. I wanted to do nominations and just have you here. So the best female hip hop artists right now. There's a award coming up. These are the nominations.
Okay.
We have Cardi B, Coi Leray, I should say, Glorilla, Ice Spice, Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj. Have you ever heard of a lineup for a best female hip hop artist like that? That's insane.
Yeah.
How could you pick one? That's impossible.
I can pick one very easily. But
I feel like
that's fair.
I feel like to find anything equivalent, you have to go back to the early 2000s.
Early 90s, I would say.
90s? Really? I mean, I guess. Because
what year were you thinking?
I'm thinking you're talking about when Queen Latifah and Lil' Kim and that.
Yeah, and I guess and
Missy
then
Elliott was huge in the early 2000s, and she's I like her a lot more. But
yeah, and even at that point, it wasn't rappers. It was
R&B,
more R&B and pop artists in the early 2000s. Sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, I guess.
Yeah, Sierra and stuff, who's certainly hip hop adjacent.
Yeah,
she falls into
plenty of songs on hip hop songs.
Yeah, no, she certainly she falls into the same areas The Weeknd does. Who his main releases aren't hip hop genre, but he exists in the culture 100%.
Did you both see that video of it was an old video that came back or got dug up of Lauryn Hill hyping up a crowd that was just dead?
Yes.
No,
Like everybody's.
I think you sent it to me.
I think I might have sent it.
They
Yeah,
got into it.
No,
Absolutely.
it was pretty cool. Like that would have been something to see.
No,
I agree.
no.
But
yeah, that's a stacked list of nominations. I think you'd. I mean, I'm trying to think of like, what other time period had anything like this, and it's nothing. Nothing.
Honestly,
I mean, other genres have had it over the years.
Sure.
Like rock and roll and stuff. But
yeah, punk music for sure. Like and like R&B has always been. Like,
I was gonna say obviously R&B.
Yeah, R&B.
They lead it.
Yeah, they lead R&B. Some people say they lead pop music. I think they're more exploited by the pop music industry, but look, we can get back to that another day.
There's a give and take.
Yeah. More so than R&B, I would say.
Yes.
And
the only thing I think about in terms of like huge names, we have Rihanna and Beyonce existing at the same time, but it's like
and like the other thing I think is cool is that they all have like distinctly different sounds, right? Like
that's the biggest thing.
Megan Thee Stallion, Ice Spice, and Lotto,
Cardi B, Glorilla,
sound more
all
like
have different things.
They sound more like the region they're from than each other. Megan sounds more like a Texas artist than she does Ice Spice, and Ice Spice sounds more like a drill rapper than she does Lotto. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Now we need a female Jid, and the cycle will complete itself.
We even have, who's not on that list, and it's a fucking.
Are you going to say Armani Caesar?
Armani Caesar.
I think you're gonna say
Put some
Armani
respect
Caesar.
on that name.
Dude, she's the female West Side Gun. She's so
It's
cool.
true.
Oh my god.
It is true.
She's
It is
so
boom,
cool.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Yes. Like that is welcome to
That's
the Liz.
exactly what I'm here for.
Welcome to the Liz 2. It was an honorable mention from last year. It was an incredible album. Like Carmela Soprano music, if I've ever heard it.
We're gonna add an ad lib for the podcast. It's just a button. Boom, boom, boom,
Dude, we
boom,
gotta
it
get.
just
Oh
goes
my
off.
god, we have to get.
We're gonna get a soundboard and just lose it.
So
ad lib soundboard.
I petitioned my brother to do this, and he decided not to because he got a rabbit a while back. He's had rabbits, and I really petitioned him to name one West Side Bun, and he didn't.
I would love.
And we should get a mascot.
We should get a mascot.
Yeah.
Look, I'm still trying to get a full mask on Zay. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, we're trying to get that will be our mascot.
like a full ski mask.
When we can recreate the Hitler Wears Hermes albums with Zay, that will be.
Oh my god.
It's like Meow the Jewels, but I sell drugs to it.
Is that not what you do to Meow the Jewels already?
No, I play video games at 2 a.m. to Meow the Jewels.
I'm so upset.
What is this fucking amateur hour?
What's going on here?
Oh my god! But yeah, dude, crazy lineup. Who was doing that?
I'm trying to see who was that for. Hold on, I gotta pull it back up again. It's some
Yeah, fill the dead air.
Oh, BET Awards.
Oh, BET Awards. That's sick. Yeah.
Very cool.
So obviously that's big. That's huge. I mean, since we're already talking about it, technically is more news. Album of the year, we have Always Life is Great, or Anyways Life is Great by Glorilla. We have Breezy, Chris Brown. We have God Did, DJ Khaled. Jesus Christ, this is really bad.
This is not great.
It gets better. It's going to take an immediate turn. Jesus, I had to get to that. Even this one is kind of rough, but the last three you guys were like, Her Loss, Drake and 21. Then we
much
have
better, big improvement,
much better, big chunk. But then we get to the big ones. Mr. Morale, Big Starburst Kendrick, Renaissance Beyonce, SOS SZA. Strong finish.
Strong finish.
Well, we're here for it.
Jasper.
Yeah.
We should have sent him the Kendrick Theory TikTok that we saw yesterday.
Ooh, no, we actually got to bring it up because that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay,
here comes a 40-minute tangent. Let's do it, boys.
No. Well, maybe
you should watch it. It's like a 30
I'll go over it right now because we're
okay.
creating podcast content. But shout out to NFR Podcast. They were the ones who did this.
Oh yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah.
Really
so basically, the idea is that every Kendrick album correlates to a different form of media, right? So the first one is Section 80, and the interludes are like it's a novel. and the interludes are named after chapters. It's like chapter 6, chapter 10.
It's literally broken down.
Yeah,
in the
it's
track.
broken. Yep. Yeah, it's broken down in the track list, right? Good Kid, Mad City says a short film by Kendrick Lamar. It's extremely cinematic. Like,
it's obviously
it has a narrative storyline. It's a movie, right?
Yes.
To Pimp a Butterfly, probably the most obvious one. It's a poem. There's a poem he says throughout the album that at the end it's revealed that he's saying to Tupac.
It's literally right.
Yeah, yep. I don't know. Like maybe it's a book of poems, maybe it's poetry, but it's poetry is like the medium it's working in.
Spoken word,
right? This is where it gets interesting. Damn is a magazine.
I could see it just based on the cover alone.
The cover,
based on the cover,
time, but it gets deeper. The titles are
this one blew my mind.
Yeah, it are all uppercase like headlines.
Yep.
And you can read a magazine backwards. If you read you can read the articles of a magazine back to forward, and it's the same experience.
Right.
Well, not the same experience, but a valid experience, just like Damn was.
It's a real way to read a magazine. And Damn Deluxe is literally it backwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, more of an obvious one, but it's a play.
And it feels like it.
Yeah. There are sections that are like interludes that kind of sound like spotlit, like soliloquies, like with Keem and with Kodak Black. There's the intermission, which is the flipping of the 2 discs.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
We Cry Together is literally a scene.
It's literally a scene, right?
Right.
Like they literally got an actress. That's not a musician. Right. Like
that's a real actress.
Yeah. Like which honestly makes sense, right? So the idea is
I agree.
What's next? Like what's next?
Porno.
Honestly,
that's not
the worst idea.
Look, out of all the things we were saying over text,
we came up with a bunch.
A video game? I mean,
video game
was obvious.
The one I always thought of was like, it's got to be like, you go back to the hard shit like Damn, almost like a sequel to Damn. You call it The Adventures of Kung Fu Kenny. It's a comic book. Like
that would be insane.
Yeah, that would be insane.
The other
video
one,
game and comic book would be insane.
Yeah.
The other one, what if you did or what if it were like his version of Because the Internet, where it's like Kendrick's rendition of like digital media kind of infiltrating modern life and kind of ruining it.
I'll take it.
On one hand, I think that's a stretch for media, but on the other hand, I want that album right now. Like,
right?
You can do it.
That sounds like an incredible concept. Like,
for media, it's because it's like
it totally qualifies.
Because the internet is exactly that, right? It's like it dabbles in media, but then makes a statement about it.
Yeah, it examines it.
So like World Star.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. That's really cool.
That's valid.
Yeah.
My
notes.
favorite ones.
Kendrick, I'm giving this out for free. Let's go.
Yeah.
Don't drop the same year as Pusha T next time.
Yeah.
That's my one condition. You can have this idea for free.
Yeah. You took that personal.
I've been taking it personal for years. It's been what, fucking 5 years since 2018. I'm still not over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I
thought you were talking about
last
last year.
Oh, I'm talking about both.
Yeah.
You got hurt twice, basically.
Yes. We cry together. What can I say?
Jesus Christ.
That was a good one.
No.
That was a good one, Jasper.
Absolutely
that was
not. I'm over it now.
One.
I'm over it now.
Yeah. Purvis, what was the one you were going to say? Because you had a few. And there was one you mentioned that we didn't go into further that I thought was really cool.
Yes. I think my favorite two was either a sermon, because it's very very tied into religion.
Yeah.
And then obviously a campfire, which kind of touches on some of Section 80 and how it starts off. But if you could do like a campfire, like everyone sitting down and how you traditionally would tell stories to younger generations.
But here's the thing, right?
Be dangerous.
I think campfire, and I think of a certain genre.
Okay.
I think horror. That's what you tell around a campfire. You tell ghost stories.
It's true.
And like,
interesting. That's not where I was going with
Metro
that.
on the production.
What if though? Because like
right.
the other dynamic that like, you know, Kendrick kind of goes like, oh, like I'm going to do something navel-gazy and like artistic, and then I'm going to drop hard shit. And then like, there was Section 80, which was like kind of navel-gazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really it was his mixtape. It was his mixtape, which went hard. Section 80 was like very artsy.
Mm-hmm.
Good Kid, Mad City, I think that's like the gold standard because it does both so well, but it goes hard, right? Like
It does.
It's very playlistable no matter how deep the narrative is.
Yes.
To Pimp a Butterfly, swung back up, very artsy. I think it's a lot more digestible than his other two, actually. But very artsy. Damn, very hard hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Morale.
Meant for the radio.
Yeah, Mr. Morale.
Super artsy.
Yeah, super artsy. So I think it's
Not
going to go.
listenable.
I think the next one's going to be hard shit again.
And you can already see what he's been doing with Baby
Yeah.
Keem and how he's
Yeah.
just like goofing around.
Yeah,
Literally.
do Metro, do like a horror scene that's like a campfire, and they're all like telling ghost stories.
Oh, this would be insane.
Like
Jesus
hood
Christ.
ghost stories. That sounds sick.
Hood ghost stories? No, we got to trademark that.
Yeah, like
What's that movie? It's like a parody of a Paranormal Activity, but it's
like Paranormal Activity or something like that. Like
yeah, but it's actually like it's got a different name. It's like a haunted house or something.
Oh yeah, haunted house or something.
What happened to your furniture? Like just shit like that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, that was like a really fascinating theory. Like I love a good theory, and yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. I totally think like that's gonna be what I'm looking for the next time he drops something.
It's
It's
gonna
funny.
be one of those moments again where like we say something and it's gonna happen in a week and we're gonna lose our minds.
Yeah, yeah, no,
It's happened more than once.
it's happened more than once.
When you said campfire, I actually thought more like singer-songwriter type shit. Like the way someone would get a guitar and sit around a campfire.
Oh,
Yeah, I can take that route too.
yeah, I can
Which
take
would
that
be
route too.
which would be insane for
Which would
Kendrick,
be
like
insane.
anything like that.
Although like
Get
there were
Kenny
so
singing.
many.
Oh yeah.
There were so many rumors about Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers having like rock influence,
Yeah.
and I don't think that panned out. But like, it's something I would like to see him explore.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, Purvis. Do you want to go over to singles? Have we gone over to singles yet? What's going on? Where are we?
So
Like,
I told you it
We're
was
on
a
the
tangent.
last-
yeah,
we're on the last.
yeah, it was a
single right
tangent,
now.
but it was so good. That was a good.
was
tangent.
pretty
And
cool.
It was
like,
a good tangent.
and we didn't circle jerk it too long. Like,
It's a cozy podcast.
yeah, it's a cozy
Skip
podcast.
the part
We're
if you
moving
want
on.
to.
We're moving on.
And
we're
if you're
still
watching this on YouTube and you like that tangent,
No.
smash like and subscribe.
Yeah, smash like and subscribe. What if there was just like a bunch? Just did it like for like 3 minutes. Like I just paused our footage. It just said like and subscribe. And one of them says revolution now. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna open up a Patreon just for Revolution.
yeah, it's like,
Um,
dude, that's gonna be. Look, eventually we're all gonna get shirts. And
Jesus Christ. Mine is not saying Revolution.
no, mine's gonna say no. Yours has to be. It's a classic. Purpose.
Yeah, fair enough. Either that or Angel Boy. Those are the
Yeah.
two. It's like the obvious ones.
Yeah.
We are wrapping up last week's news, but
Yeah.
the last single I wanted to go over last week, we did not touch on it at all.
Yeah.
Gunna is apparently back.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And he dropped the song "Bread and Butter." That any one of you listen?
No,
Nope.
I did not. I didn't listen
enough.
to Gunna before he was a rat.
Because we had this week off in terms of doing a concert review, I only listened to albums that I'm already too familiar with and
Okay.
enjoyed those instead. I actually went through the entirety of Travis Scott's discography because I am hyped for Utopia.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we're fiending.
Yeah.
We
I'm
got the
fucking
itch.
ready, dude. I'm so ready for this. I'm very excited.
Not to tease something I'm going to bring up later, but I was listening to a project that came out very recently that I am enjoying,
Oh boy,
and I think it's
Interesting.
something seismic.
seismic. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I do. I do. I'll give you a hint. It's not in hip hop. It's not a hip hop album.
Okay, fair enough.
But I
We'll
think
get
it's
to it then.
massive.
Okay, but
Seismic hip
um,
hop, call that Rockhampton.
Nope, that one was bad. No.
Smash that dislike button.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe.
Smash dislike button. Send it to Ben Shapiro. Do it like.
Oh no.
Christ. Please no.
You swore you would never
Um,
speak of that.
I want to debate him, so
Oh.
I can assassinate him. Like,
Moving on.
moving on.
Okay, I'm just not gonna talk about Gunna then. I thought it would be
No, talk about
a talking point, but
Talk about Gunna. Talk about Gunna. Talk about Gunna.
I don't know. He's back. It's his first single.
Yeah.
Since
Did you listen
been
to it?
released.
You like Gunna. You listen to Gunna.
I do like Gunna. I listened to about half of the song in snippets. I haven't pressed play on the full song. I do know he is addressing the snitch allegations, so I feel like that was the most important part.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. He's not King Slime. He is not directing traffic.
he is not the King Slime. I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens next because he's not the first person to be claimed a snitch. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only thing is that I
on.
feel like most people who get that title are already, at least in recent memory, are like already disliked. Like,
I mean, that's fair, but just like the concept of
like 6ix9ine.
yeah, 6ix9ine.
Well, obviously, yeah, like 6ix9ine is the obvious, like super bad one. Like, okay, you're a snitch. Like, and it's kind of open shut close. But like,
Yeah.
there's so many other people. Like Ti technically took bail and got out. It's just like, oh, well, people call him a snitch or not? Well, Ti's still relevant, so it's kind of like,
No, he's not. We don't talk
Yeah,
about
well,
Ti.
fair
Don't
enough.
talk
Yeah.
about that.
He's weird. He's weird. He has weird feelings about his daughters.
That is also
More
true.
than that, but yeah,
Like,
it is what it is.
The shoes, Jasper.
The shoes.
We'll talk about shoes. You're the shoe guy. Are you getting these
Indeed.
shoes? The New
Indeed.
Balances?
The Banana Boys?
The Banana Boys?
Certainly not.
are these
The brown
Amine
and
shoes?
yellow piss shoes?
Certainly not.
I feel so bad calling them that. I like Amine, but the shoes look really bad, in my opinion.
So, for context for everyone who is not up on this, Amine, if that is how you say it, if that is your real name,
It is.
I think
and
it's Amine.
we're just having fun.
He's been
But,
tagged in the Discord.
Yeah, it's he's got a New Balance collab, and people were pretty excited about it. I think there was like some rumblings of like exciting kind of underground shoe type thing, and it is.
Oh, I'm looking at them. They're so ugly.
It is not my favorite thing. I mean, I'm colorblind. I didn't even know it was brown.
It doesn't matter. It's really bad.
I thought it was green, and I didn't
no.
like them. I did not care for them. I have what I think are good pairs of New Balances, and there's something about New Balance, right, where it's very easy to overdo it. It's very easy to overdo the layering and the complexities of the mesh and the suede and all this other shit. And once you have too many layerings in there, it just becomes too busy. And I think these are that. I think these are too busy because like I love like a clean 990 V3, which is just like super simple. It's got some layering, but it's not excessive. These are excessive in my opinion.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think there's too much going on, too many different textures going on. And the color choice is really bad. It is, if I'm being honest, it is a poop brown and a piss yellow.
If
it's the potty shoes. Like,
have you not seen
them?
I'm
gonna share.
I've seen the pictures. I don't care. Like,
okay,
I'm sorry. Like,
it's pretty
I
bad.
like I'm getting more and more into shoes, but it's like I could not care.
These are not the ones.
Sure.
These are not the ones.
I think I'm finally at the point where like, no, I think I have a favorite shoe. But yeah, Purvis, did we glaze over a potential album of the year coming out tomorrow?
Oh boy.
Oh no! I was doing last week just to catch up, and then I was going to do this week.
Okay.
No, I'm making rounds. We'll start going around.
Okay.
We're doing the thing. Okay.
I was just like, oh, we gotta talk.
No,
about
I wouldn't do that to you. No. Well, let's just close out last week because there is one last topic.
Yeah, no, and this might be something we chat about for a minute because this is interesting.
Yes. So last week I found an article, and essentially there has been no hip hop albums to chart #1 on Billboard 200 so far in 2023. It is June 8th.
Yeah.
We are essentially halfway through the year,
and it hasn't happened since
1998. It's been 25 years that there hasn't been a single #1 hip hop album by June.
And that is okay.
Why? I'm curious what you think. And I'm not saying it's not okay. I'm just curious why you say that's okay.
For me personally, I think it's time that, or I would very much like to see hip hop kind of take its place among other genres where it becomes less of the de facto medium for expression and instead kind of is one of the many mediums that people enjoy in like a more balanced way when it comes to pop culture. I think that the consumption of music in pop culture has been very hip hop reliant and focused because that's been the hotness. And I'm excited to see that kind of maybe balance out, and there be a little bit of distribution among trendy or up and coming pop and other things. And there's some of that. There's plenty of pop music that's not hip hop that falls into that category. But I think when it comes to like larger than life personas and all these things that we've come to expect from the genre and specifically the industry,
most popular genre.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I feel like the definition of pop music changes with what is actually just quote unquote popular, which is hip hop music right now.
Right now, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like I'm looking forward to seeing kind of, I guess, a sea change in pop where it's like we see pop become a more equitable place for other genres to have greater public expression as well. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'm curious in terms of a direction because personally, when I think of pop music, that's why I said pop music is just a definition of whatever is popular. I don't even see pop music as its own genre necessarily.
Pop music, that's the thing though, because it definitely is. There definitely is like a pop music genre. Like, what else would you call like Katy Perry and like, I don't know. I'm struggling to think of pop.
I just don't like the music, so I understand what you
Sure,
mean.
but like that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Like, what would you call Madonna or Lady Gaga, right? Like,
so Katy Perry's genres, when you look at her like Wikipedia, says pop, rock, and disco. So like very soft rock, I guess, could technically be.
I would
like
say,
a qualifier.
But no, I think pop is a genre, and it's like like it is like
it's so weird to think about.
It's like hard to conceptualize, but it totally exists, right?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe it's just because it's so dead right now. Because I don't know. When I think of pop, obviously I didn't fully grow up.
I would say like
with
Taylor
the times,
Swift
but like
is like pop.
I guess that's true.
Although like
Taylor Swift,
but also just
but like she also has stuff that isn't pop. Like the other thing is that like pop is also it's tied to capitalist production. So I think it also has to do with like the sound of it. Like I would say like Midnight's is like a pop album, and like Folklore is not. The same way that like Stoney is a hip hop album, but like
it's a rock album.
What?
Stoney?
Stoney, the first one?
Yeah.
Post Malone?
That's not
Post Malone, yeah. That's a hip hop album.
I mean, yeah, it's a hip hop album.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
a hip-hop
very
album.
strongly rock influenced.
Sure, but it's hip hop. But like, and now he's like a pop star. You know.
Okay.
What else would you call Lil Nas X? Because he's not a rapper.
No.
He's a pop star, and that's okay. I think it's a genre. I think it's cool. I think it should exist. Like, I have no problem with people who are like, no, I like this kind of sound, and like you kind of have anything at your disposal. But it kind of has to fit this form factor. I think that's a perfectly cool way to make music, and it's certainly a genre. But it's also like pop is also like a cultural term that just means what's the most popular. And right now, hip hop is more popular than the pop genre. And there are other genres that are more popular than pop, that aren't and less popular than hip hop. Like country music, and right now, like reggaeton. Reggaeton is like blowing up. I think that's going to be a huge part of like the face of like various Latin musics. I think they're going to be a massive part of like the face of pop music going forward.
I don't know. It's so weird to think about pop music just in general. For me personally, because you are correct, it is a real genre.
Yeah,
and maybe it's just because I don't consume it really.
Neither do I really, but like it is like. There's a few pop albums I really like. I really like Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion album.
Okay, so that's what I was going to jump into next, because I'll fully admit pop is its own genre and it serves its own purpose. And if pop becomes the new pop again, then cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well,
there should be other forms of expression, but like I feel like as a whole, the pop genre has its ages. It's just completely different. There's no way in the world I can sit here and compare Harry Styles to Michael Jackson. Like,
that's totally
doesn't even equate.
Sure, yeah.
I think we're missing something here.
What are you missing?
Okay.
I think we're missing the fact that I don't think pop necessarily stands alone as its own genre for all these artists, but more so you have a baseline genre that is being drawn from or pulled from in a certain way, and the production is pop on top of that, or is skewing it in some way. So like The Weeknd is alternative R&B, but he has a high level of pop production that makes the sound or twists the sound and makes it very accessible based on his style. So like his vocals, his actual performance may be of a certain genre, but then it is being commodified and made
It's
poppy
like
through the
taken
production
to
on it.
fit the pop form. Yeah,
Exactly. So
I think
like
that's
look at
definitely yeah.
Frank Ocean doing White Ferrari with an EDM track. By that logic, you could say that like that's somewhat of a popified White Ferrari, given that EDM is more of a, I guess, mainstream kind of vehicle for like casual listeners for a lot of people.
I think that breaks down though.
Because sure, and it can. That was just an example off the top.
Yeah,
but
don't get me wrong. I definitely think that. I think The Weeknd is a great example of like that process, which is very real, right? I totally think that that's a thing that happens, right?
Are we going to say that pop is a box then?
It kind of is.
Yeah,
all
I think
all genres are.
You can take anything to pop by assigning it the right instrumentation and the right chord progression.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it.
Pop punk,
country
is
music,
just punk music in the pop form.
Country music is literally contemporary country music that's on most radio.
The Nashville sounds,
is pop with a southern accent.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's how Taylor Swift got her start.
A lot of it's hip hop with a southern accent nowadays.
There you go.
It's interesting because I don't know. You said that happens in other genres. I feel like it happens the most in pop.
What do you mean?
I don't really hear that happening in other genres where it almost has not a negative connotation, but it completely changes the entire dynamic.
So you've got it. I think you've got it backwards. You're thinking of it as pop being the genre, and then other things being kind of drawn to it. What I'm saying is that pop is kind of like the surface level, and then below that exists another genre that's being like dolled up. Yeah.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it's a limiter. Like it contains all of it almost.
Sure.
Yeah, and it kind of has to, because what's going to get radio play, right?
Yeah.
That's the question. That's what pop's all about. It's about play and streams.
It's meant to be the popular.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
But if we were to talk,
but the thing is, I just think that mode of looking at it, which I think is valid in a lot of situations, I think that breaks down when you look at someone like Lady Gaga, who's like primary like influence is someone like Madonna, who was already such a popified version of like soul and disco at the time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at a point it just iterates and iterates on itself, and then that's what a genre is. So it's like, I think that that's a valid way to like look at like an individual piece of work, to be like, it is like pulling pop this much, it is like pulling pop this much. It's like, is it Ray Drummond, The Migos, or To Pimp a Butterfly, but
what
so
a chain.
But like,
but that's real.
But like, I totally think that that's a way to look at it. I just think that like it breaks down when you when you factor in the fact that there are entire artists whose entire baseline is just pop music from the past. And some of those artists are making some of the better music in that genre, like a Carly Rae Jepsen. You put on like a Carly Rae Jepsen album versus like a Katy Perry album, it's like going from like a Migos to like a Macklemore. Like, and like, even if you're not experienced with the genre, you can notice that quality, I would say. And that's an idea I've been teasing out a lot this week, is like, how much quality can someone who's not familiar with the genre like absorb? And I think it's not all of it, but it's a fair amount. I really do.
I'm curious then. Well, actually, Jasper, you were going to say something before I bring it up.
I was going to say, I just wanted to kind of circle back to the original point here. I think that if we're looking at like genres that are potentially going to grow in general acceptance, and then not even in acceptance, but in just like popular space, I think that there's definitely like alternative R&B continues to grow, right? Like The Weeknd and people like him. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're also going to see
a lot,
much more like lo-fi and ambient music really like continuing to take off. I think of people like Joji being like poised to really be mass market.
I wouldn't call Joji lo-fi though.
He is.
I would call
some instances.
I think he's very much alternative R&B.
He's both. He's got a lot. His earlier stuff is very lo-fi.
So I listen to a lot of lo-fi music. I've listened to all of Joji's music, and I just wouldn't make that connection in 100 years.
I'm curious.
I would say lo-fi is a solid 40% of the music I listen to.
I mean, I didn't put it together. That's what the internet says about him. So
yeah.
I could see Joji being a little bit on the lo-fi because there's so many different
Yeah.
channels of lo-fi. But
I
I'm
mean, you look at
curious.
like World Star Money, like a song like that. That's
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
lo-fi on it for sure.
Yeah.
it's
But
definitely
like
played into it.
I feel like lo-fi is almost like it is an emerging genre. But I think it's like it's an inherently limited genre because like how do you engage with it outside of like consumption, you know?
But that's the thing. I think for a lot of people, especially younger people, lo-fi and ambient really is very much a kind of, I guess it's like it is the background music in that sense, in that you're not looking to actively listen to something a lot of the time. I think a
Yeah,
lot of
that's what I
people are
use it
looking
for.
for
Yeah.
something passive. And I think in that way, those passive streams add up. Like
Yeah. Totally.
my,
But
my
like
girlfriend had her like song or like sounds to sleep to as like her number one on Spotify because it was just on at night for her. So
Yeah.
like
Right.
it's one of those things where it's like those numbers are gonna come out eventually. And it's just like
that part I don't deny. My own
Yeah.
listening habits, like 40% of it is like YouTube streams of like this is 3 hours of like lo-fi R&B beats with rainy music.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
But
that's kind of why
but I-
Georgie would be one of them because it's just a lot of background noise in a sense.
Sure, but like the thing is that like that kind of genre, like Joji can like go on tour, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yes,
And the other
you
thing
can't go on
is
tour
like
and lo-fi, right?
concerts are like a social thing. They're kind of always going to exist in some form, and like, and I don't think they're gonna ever move completely to a digital platform. And it's like, you know, I love the
Are you-
lo-fi girl, but like she can't be at Lollapalooza. You know?
Are
What I
you
mean?
telling me that you wouldn't attend Lo-Fi Girl concert on your Apple Vision Pro headset? Come on now.
I wouldn't buy an Apple Vision Pro headset. Like,
It's 3,500.
yeah.
No, the government will mandate you to wear one. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
You know, I mean, I like, man, I can't wait for the one that's like 2,000. And it's like, okay, then we'll talk. Like,
Yeah, okay.
I'll wait for
Like-
the Vision
might wait
Vision
for it.
SE, which is
Yeah.
$400.
yeah, like,
As someone with an Android phone, like I'm
Uh,
good.
yeah. And like, I don't know, like, it looked cool, but I also just have a lot of critiques of AR and VR that I just don't think it's a solution without a problem right now. And like, it's for developers, so maybe they come up with something cool. But like,
Well, that's why they announced
Not a
it so early,
problem is
right?
a good
Yeah.
way to look
that's
at
why, oh my God, my worst day of the year was WDC, like when I worked at Best Buy and I was on Facebook.
Oh
And
god.
it's like everyone's like, "Can you believe Apple announced this $40,000 computer?" And it's like, you mean the one that competes with $60,000 workstations?
it. Right. It's
Right.
just like,
Got
So,
'em.
like, yeah, it's like you have no idea what you're talking about. And honestly, like, fuck Apple for even doing like a press conference for these things. Like,
these are
developer
almost meant for
tools.
businesses.
Yeah,
these
these
are
are
not consumer products.
yeah, these are not consumer products.
This is
like,
a stupid way to look
I
at
understand
it.
It's
that you-
simple.
Yeah,
The way to do it for Apple, for all of our listeners out there, if it says Pro in the name, don't buy it. You will be wasting your money.
yeah,
MacBook Pro, I'm not even kidding. MacBook Pro no longer has features that appeal to average consumers. Get an Air.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
Get an Air.
Oh yeah,
Air will do
yeah.
everything
Especially
you
for
need
like
to
an
do.
average consumer.
Yeah,
right.
an average. Yeah, because the Air is so good. I use an Air.
Right.
I have the M1 Air, and it's just so good. Like
Exactly. Yeah,
It's-
that's all you need.
yeah, and like exactly.
Even
and
at the Blue Store, we kind of sold it that way.
100%.
Unless it's
yeah.
like
are
unless
you-
it's a phone that you use every single day. Okay, then yeah,
Yeah.
sure, get the Pro.
the
But,
phone is like
anything
kind of
else-
different because like what's a Pro phone? Like,
right.
but
Well,
like
they
the
don't
Mac- but
they
the-
don't brand it that way, do they?
They do. Yeah, it's
They
like
do.
iPhone Pro now, and it's stupid.
There's
Is there
3
actually?
different models for each phone.
no, they're.
Well,
it's
I knew
just
that,
two
but I
now.
didn't think it was actually Pro. I thought it was like what was
No,
it?
it's like
Regular
there's
plus.
Oh,
iPhone.
Max and some other.
Max.
Yeah, there's
okay, yeah.
iPhone, iPhone Plus, iPhone Pro, and iPhone Pro Max. It's
Right.
bad. I do not like the way they've.
Steve Jobs, we need you to clean up the product line.
Yeah.
Come back, please.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Well, I think
know.
I think it's like a good. No, I think it's a good product
Thank you,
line.
Purvis.
I think it's awful branding. Like,
Right.
Well, yeah, it's that they've delineated the line too much to the point where it's just like which phone is right for you, and that's the
I
thing.
mean, I
I
think
think a
it's
lot
like-
of people get caught up in that.
I think it's like, do you want the one that has like the fancy screen, and do you want that in like small or large? Like that's the
That is also true.
that's what it is.
Those
Yeah.
are the
Like,
main things that are different.
Yeah. Do you want the
And then
better
you can
screen
look
and
at that.
camera? Yeah.
You can
They'll
look at that
do.
in literally every product. The
Yeah, that's
Samsung
all.
has
Yeah,
3 or 4 different
yeah.
versions every year. It's
You
just
want
like,
to talk
what do you
about
really need?
delineations? Talk about Android.
Have a fucking
Bruh.
phone that folds.
Well,
It's
that's
like, come
different.
on.
That's an entire ecosystem of multiple brands. It's not one brand, but I
No,
Yeah.
digress.
Samsung has like
Yeah,
5
Samsung
different
itself
phones
has
in their
like
line. They
they,
have a
they
phone
have a
that
different
folds one
phone in
way
every
and a phone that folds the
$50.
other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are not the same product line, is what I'm saying. The iPhone is only directly comparable to the S, like the S line from Samsung. Those are the two product equivalents. The rest are different phones for different markets specifically. And to be fair, like, to their credit, I guess, iPhone has been kept simple in that way.
Yeah.
Where it's
Oh
like,
yeah, they're definitely the easiest one to use. That's why it's the phone I go with. That and they don't give your shit to cops. Like,
I'm about to say you can sell this to an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old. They will figure out how to use it.
yeah,
yeah, well, there's a discussion to be had there, but we don't have time for it.
yeah.
Is this a
Ugh.
hip hop podcast?
But anyway, so no hip hop thing, no hip hop for the last.
Yes.
I think it's interesting, and I think it's a little bizarre. But I do kind of come down with Jasper, where I do not think it's a bad sign at all.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. And I also wouldn't even call this a particularly bad year because I don't think we haven't gotten a lot of bad albums.
It's just
we just haven't gotten
year.
a ton. Yeah, it's a
Right.
slow year.
It's just a slow
And I
year.
think like a slow year at the end, like if it's a slow year the whole year, then you can call it a bad year. But like
Right.
as of now in June, I think calling it a bad year. It's not like the Don Toliver record was bad. It's not like the
No.
Conway Machine is bad. It's not like Scaring the Hose was bad. No, these are all like
They're good in their own ways.
they're good in their
for
own
different
ways.
reasons. Right.
Yeah, like, and none of them are, besides maybe Don, like, are the kind of albums that are going to go number one, right? Like,
They're really
was
not, yeah.
Conway ever going to go number one? Was
No.
an album literally called "Scaring the Hose" ever going to go number one? Like,
no, and it was
dude,
never meant to.
no,
Even surprisingly, Daniel Caesar didn't go number one.
Yeah,
And he's
like-
like one of the biggest R&B names out right now.
I
That
think
doesn't
it was
surprise me, to be
insane
honest.
that "Scaring the Hose" got into the top 100. Like, you know, like I remember watching Danny Brown's podcast and him being like, we did not think it would even hit that. Like, this is way more, like, it hitting Billboard at all is insane, right?
They undersold themselves, but
I
there's a
think-
reason. There is a reason.
I don't know. As much as I love that album, it's probably my favorite hip hop album of the year. I get why it's not a number one album. I get its lack of success on Billboard. I'm not like,
Not delusional.
yeah, it's mixed like a Minor Threat mixtape. Like, it's
Be like, I'm a fanboy, but I'm not insane.
yeah, it's like, you know, for the same reason that I'm not going to be upset when Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't win Best Picture. Like, it's
Oh, facts.
yeah. As much as I love
Ouch.
that movie, but that's not going to happen.
I'm
Like,
putting you on the hot seat.
Yeah.
That is Spider-Man. You've seen
uh,
both.
probably Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I give Guardians of the Galaxy credit for having both an incredibly satisfying and surprising ending, because that's
Okay.
really, really hard to do.
I've seen neither. That's
I haven't seen either,
Yeah,
so
I'm not. That's as far as I'm gonna say.
I
But,
just wanted to see which one you like more.
But fuck, dude, Spider-Man's super good.
I'm
Spider-Man,
gonna see it next week. I'm gonna see it
dude,
next
it's so good. I hope
I'm
you
gonna
don't
try and
get
go see
spoiled.
one this weekend.
Yeah,
week. Yeah.
I mean, I would certainly prioritize Spider-Verse.
I'm curious, just because you're a movie person. Did Little Mermaid do better than either one of them?
I have
Or
no
both
idea.
of them?
I don't follow the box office.
Okay, fair enough.
Spider-Verse has done
I know
real
it had a
well. I'm
huge
pretty sure
release.
it's done better than Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Guardians did really well. I know Spider-Verse did really well, but I don't really follow box office like that.
Okay, fair enough.
You
I know Little Mermaid. The release was like insane. Like,
It was, yeah.
really good.
everyone.
I
in
hear
their
it's
mouth
I
was
hear it's a
wanting to
lot
see it.
better than most of the live action remakes.
Yes.
And I also heard Halle
Killed
is an incredible Ariel. I hear
We
that
love
I hear she's equally as good when she's not singing, which is not something you usually hear. Like, so
That's true.
I'm pretty excited to see it, but like I'm gonna wait for Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's not a movie I would see in theaters personally.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
my
take my
girlfriend
niece
really
to see
wanted
it.
to see. My girlfriend really wanted to see it, but like, she was also like, I want to see Fast and Furious as well, and Guardians, and it's like the worst time of year. Like,
A lot going on.
yeah, a lot going on. I'm gonna go see that fucking incredibly stupid looking Transformers movie, big monkey. Like,
please don't see the Flash.
First off, I
sounds the
have
most
to.
disappointing.
I have to because I lost a bet to Patrick, whose podcast I was
boy.
on this week. Go check it out. Real Critical. I talked about Spider-Verse for an hour. But
Amazing.
I lost a bet to him because I'm like, I didn't think that movie would see the light of day.
Really?
Ezra Miller.
I mean,
Ezra Miller.
I understand why.
They have assault charges that are the details are sealed due to the age of the defendant.
What else is WB and DC doing? That's all they have.
They have the Batman. The Batman was incredible.
When is Joker coming out?
I have
Isn't
no
the
idea.
filming done?
No,
I respectfully disagree, but again,
No,
this
the
is not
Batman was-
a music podcast.
Oh my god, the Batman was incredible. I do not have any time for any disagreement on that.
We will argue off camera.
Yeah, that is a fireable offense.
Okay.
Joker, I have no idea. I don't
know.
know. I'm like, I was super skeptical about the Joker movie too, and like, I don't know. I liked it. I defended it. I have a 14-minute long YouTube video about it, but like,
I remember that actually.
yeah, I'm very proud of that video, and it never did anything. My other video got like 3,000 views though.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah, my video about the history of TV
Mm-hmm.
and like the golden age of television that went like minorly viral. That was pretty cool.
But
Sick, dude.
Dude, I have an finished essay that I never did about Run the Jewels that I kind of want to.
it'll take like an hour to film it. I mean, like
It will take me 80 hours to
like,
put that
yeah.
together. Like, it'll be intense, but yeah. Anyway, I don't think it's like the end of the world or anything, but like it's kind of a bummer. And Mike is coming to correct it. Like,
Next week. Well, we're done with last week. Let's get to this week's news.
yeah.
A lot of big releases. We have The Weeknd, The World Class Center, and The Lure coming out, which is
Yeah.
a theme score.
We're gonna have to just cover this weekly because he's dropping tracks for every week
I know.
before the idol comes out. I think that's
Which is
cool.
okay.
I think that's super cool. I wish the show was good and not made by the Euphoria guy.
Yeah.
I just wish the show was good.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I love The Weeknd, but like we talked about this, right? I texted you about like the Spider-Verse album where it's like these things got to
this would
serve
be another
the
one,
movie, and it's like if I don't want to watch the show now because I hear it's awful,
It loses its meaning almost.
it loses like my excitement. And like I'm a huge Weeknd fan too.
That's true. That's true. Well, actually, didn't Ozzy recommend something with him?
Yeah,
in
he
Future?
did. Yeah, he did
Okay.
like Double Fantasy.
I'm gonna have to listen. We also have Bodie James coming out with Prisoner of Circumstance. This is an EP that he's coming out with. Super excited. We're always here for Griselda.
I'm super excited for Boldy James. I recently revisited The Price of Tea in China. That was the one he did with The Alchemist.
Ooh, did I miss this?
It came out in like 2021. I was not on the Boldy James.
Last year is when we took over Griselda.
Yeah, but highly recommend Price of Tea of China.
Oh, did you ever listen to Indiana Jones from last year? I really like that one.
No, I got to.
Really good. Okay.
If
I
we're
was
talking
gonna-
movies, how about that new Indiana Jones movie?
I'm gonna go see
Get
it.
that? Are you?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, we'll see. There's a lot of.
You're the
movies
movie
coming out.
guy. You're gonna.
I
see
love
one, let's
Indiana
be
Jones.
honest.
I love Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is one of my favorite franchises ever. Raiders of the Lost Ark is in my top 10 favorite movies, without a doubt.
Okay.
But I'm also kind of skeptical, even though this is James Mangold, who like makes incredible movies.
I don't know anything about them.
He made
I
Ford
didn't even
versus
know what was coming out.
Ferrari. He made Logan.
Dude's a legend.
He did Walk the Line, which is in my top 100 movies of all time. But yeah. All right. Who else is coming out? It's the big one.
We have. All right, this is you.
Janelle Monáe, The Age of Pleasure, drops tomorrow.
This is kind of hype. This
This
is
is
a big one.
hype, dude. I love Janelle Monáe. She never misses. She's big brains. This is gonna be a big sexy concept album.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is a lot of lust. That's all I've
This is
gotten out
gonna
of it
be
so far.
yeah, this is gonna be a fun album.
The music video was
Intense,
it's a lot.
insane, but you know,
It was a lot. I'm here for it, but
I'm
was
here
a lot.
for but yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I got tickets for the tour. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's dope. Should be fun.
Dude, Janelle's one of my favorites. I saw her in 2019, and I'm never gonna miss her when she's in town.
Oh, hell yeah. So, okay. We also have Black Odyssey coming out with Diamonds and Freaks. His last album was phenomenal.
Who's Black Odyssey?
I don't know enough about his background information to give you like something solid to hold on to, but I did listen to his last album, and I thought it was actually very good. I think Isaac is the one that actually put me on.
Yeah,
if I stand correctly. But
Everyone
I did
asks,
listen to Black Vintage, and it was really good, in my opinion.
Everyone asks, who is Black Odyssey? But no one ever asks, why is Black Odyssey?
Why?
Probably because two people fucked.
All that is good is nasty, is all his bio says.
Yeah,
so
good. I love that.
That's what you're gonna get. But either way, his last album was actually really good. Like, not even joking. It was phenomenal in my opinion. So I highly recommend at least checking out this one. We also have, what else do we have coming out this week? We have Dave and Central C came out about 4 days ago. I told you I'm gonna start posting some UK rap.
Yeah.
This is definitely something you want to listen to. Very short. I believe it's 14 minutes, a couple songs.
Ooh, saving now.
Phenomenal. It's really good. If you don't know Dave, figure it out.
Hell yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And then moving on to the actual news, a couple of things just to throw over there. Kid Cudi is releasing his Jabari figurine.
Welcome to the nerd sphere, Scott. Like,
we love it.
People are gonna start asking you to come to Comic-Con now. Like,
this is the rodeo doll for everybody who couldn't buy the rodeo doll.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. And I still need the rodeo doll.
Me too.
It's impossible. But super excited for that. We're waiting for his album to come out. Chance has had some interviews recently saying his next project is the one he's most proud about.
I'm hoping.
Put it in my veins,
dude.
Hey,
you are reaching critical mass.
I gotta say, we're missing something here.
What are we missing?
What happened?
That we didn't talk about.
What are we doing?
Did we miss
Cudi, Portia Topless.
Oh yeah, that song. I thought it was fine.
Oh yeah.
It was all right. Yeah, I figured we put it in there.
Yeah,
like,
you're right. No, you're totally right.
I completely missed it. No, you're right.
Yeah,
you didn't listen to it?
I haven't listened to it.
I listened to it.
Like, I completely missed it.
New Cudi single. That's what he was talking about June 2nd.
Yeah. I listened to it. I thought it was cool. Like, the production was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought the hook was kind of annoying.
It's not like groundbreaking, sure, but it's just like a fun summer song. I think.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not bad. Like, I've heard bad Cudi. This isn't bad Cudi, but it's like.
I have a bad habit of not listening to singles till the album come out, so you can blame me for that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, look, it's a song that totally I could like more in the context of an album.
I could see that.
Yeah. And like, I thought the production was nice. That was probably my biggest takeaway from it is the guy who does it. He's the guy who does Yeats music, right?
Yeah, it's Benny X.
Benny X, yeah. I like the production a lot.
I'm impressed with Benny X. It's very different from
It
sound.
did not sound like the I thought it was gonna be like, oh, this is like a Yeet song. Which, like, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I would not oppose Kid Cudi taking a drive down that genre. It's cool.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine she knows this on a Yeet beat though?
Yeah.
Like what that would sound like? That would be crazy.
Yeah, no. But that's not what this is at all. Like,
absolutely not.
Yeah, like,
I'm not gonna lie, I did press play while we started talking about it because I just wanted to get a general sense of it. I like the change and I like the beat. The production, I think, is the highlight so far.
Yeah.
But I could see I can get a little annoying. It's kind of weird. It's always weird listening to Kid Cudi branch out, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be one of those fans that's like, oh, yeah, Kid Cudi, or some stupid stuff like that because I hate fans that do that.
It's really funny.
It's really weird listening to him like do so many different styles.
It's really funny to me because honestly, to me, he doesn't really have like a central style aside from like the spacey sound. Like that's like his one thing that he's kind of carried with him. Yeah. He does he kills it, but the thing is like he does branch out so much. Yeah, it's just like but I agree with you. It's like it feels weird when it's like something very different because like, oh hey, this is something we haven't necessarily heard before.
It's literally like if I heard it and you didn't tell me it was him, I may not have would have known.
It's like eccentric circles where it's like you have stuff like the Man on the Moon spacey sound where it's like you hear that and it just sounds like Kid Cudi. Like that original Weekend song that sounds very similar to that. You hear it, you hear something that sounds like that, it sounds like Kid Cudi. And then you have stuff like Indicud and Wizard and Kids See Ghost that are like certainly some strong steps outside of that sound, but they totally work. And then you have other things.
It's everything else.
Yeah. I mean, it's all on a spectrum, but yes, sometimes they're just not as successful. I think this falls in like the Indicud Wizard kind of realm. I don't think it's on that third concentric ring.
It's that, but it's like summer ready Cudi, which is
it's nice.
A little different.
It's nice. It's just like, am I ever gonna listen to it instead of Pursuit of Happiness? Crush a bit, little bit.
No.
I was gonna say, look, let's be honest here. Are you gonna listen to this song? Are you going to listen to Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
Feels like summer. Like, which one's more of a summer song?
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, it does feel very summery. I'll give them that, And I like a good...
I didn't hear one hum. 0 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
For me, it's all about... You mentioned Childish Gambino for summer stuff. For me, I'm a Kawhi boy all the way.
What? Okay.
That Kawhi, the project.
Yeah. I like Kawhi.
That's like my summer go-to.
Yeah.
I have a very specific like summer albums I go to, and it's always that and Jet Get Born. Those are like my 2 summer go-tos in the car.
Yeah.
Jet Get Born?
Oh, Purvis, you don't know.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
Jet's an indie band from the early 2000s.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
I guess you
could. Yeah.
Garage rock, but
Garage rock, yeah. Yeah, garage rock is a very specific lane. That is.
I literally just said
cool.
It's a made-up term.
It's real. It's real, but it's not made up. It's kind of fugazi.
I would say they're a lot harder than most what I would consider indie.
Sure, yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
And that was like the garage rock revival of in like Australia and New Zealand in the early 2000s. That's where you get the D4, who I also love. Speaking of which, real quick, since we're on tangents.
This is a tangent episode, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We made it happen, people. The D4.
Did it just arrive?
621, the 20-year anniversary remastered edition of the album 620. They only I shipped it here from New Zealand. They have fucking like what, maybe like 8,000, 10,000 listeners on Spotify, but listen to this record. It is great. 10 out of 10.
You might be the only one in Illinois with that vinyl.
Yeah.
I might be the only one in the US with this one.
Fair enough. A true fact.
I wish I could see like a map of who's bought it, like little dots. That'd be so much fun.
That actually would be kind of dope. But also, docs everyone.
Yes.
Just like but on to some other releases. We were saying Chance seems to be on his way back. We have Schoolboy Q. It's reported that his album is finished, like pretty much done, ready to drop.
Yeah.
Again, put it in my veins.
Yeah.
Like, literally. So yeah, super excited for all this new stuff coming out. There is such a high expectation for albums for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
Yeah. Statistically, some are going to be bummers.
This is true. And interesting enough, then I'll just jump right into it. Complex released the best albums of 2023 so far.
Yeah,
so,
looking at it, I'm not. It's Complex. It does feel like a very
Complex isn't that bad typically. They're not that.
No,
bad.
No, they're not that bad. They have their buy. Like they got, they're like the opposite of Pitchfork. They're like whatever's like, the most zeitgeisty in like on Hypebeast Twitter.
Yep.
That's what they go for. That's why their number one is an album I don't consider like a full release.
That is also true. Yeah.
Yeah. Checks out.
Not a full release.
Yeah. And like their number two, Ice Spice. Ice Spice is cool. Ice Spice, really, really popular. The second,
Scaring the Holes is 26. Lil Durk is 25.
Yeah.
Jack Harlow's 20.
Lil Yachty, very popular. Not a rap project. Not hip hop. Not in the genre.
No, it's not. Well, I don't know. Was this specified to be hip hop? I honestly do not know.
I don't think so.
Larry June at number 6.
That one I listened to a few tracks off of and I really like. So this one I have yet to listen to all of. This one I'm not so mad at.
Interesting.
Baby Rose.
Still haven't listened to
I've heard
Mina and Cassandra.
I've heard it the first few tracks. I thought it was kind of boring.
Really?
Yeah, I was
I haven't
very
heard
much.
any
I
of it at all.
thought I thought it would be like the fun summer album, and like it kind of has that vibe, but I was just very bored. It was not a project I really liked.
Interesting.
Sorry, Young Nudie
No, I mean, I
Gumbo.
get that. That one actually, yeah, I'm excited about.
Lovesick definitely deserves to be on the top 20.
10. It's
10.
10.
I just wouldn't put it above Conway and Scary
No.
Mouse.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Uh,
Daniel Caesar 11, Kali Uchis 12.
from what I hear, I've not heard the Daniel Caesar album, right?
Daniel Caesar
But from
album
what
is
I
really,
hear,
really
that
good.
one should be even higher. Which
That
yeah,
honestly is like top
I've
5
heard. Yeah, that's
already.
what I've heard. Is pretty unanimous that it's really really good.
Yeah.
Conway, I mean, I think top 15 definitely, but I think it should be top 5, top 10. Maybe top 10 because like, it is a step down from the last project, at least to me.
That's fair.
Summer Walker.
I haven't listened, but I really want to.
Yeah, I give Summer
I
Walker
heard J.
that.
Cole's song.
Yeah. Yeats at 16. I know you guys are fans, but I listened to this album. I would not put that above. I'm not mad
I don't
at
think
it.
it's even in his top 3, like his
Yeah.
own top 3.
I'm not mad at the idea that it's on the top 25 best of the year. It's just like I feel like there's a long list of projects, even in this less hyped year, that I would put above it, and we'll have some disagreements on exactly which ones those are, but I just think it's, I'm not mad that it's on the list. I'm just mad at how high it is.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair too. Yeah,
no arguments at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that one to be the top, and I think when we saw him, even the songs off of that project that he played were not the ones that people went for.
The ones where the crowd really went crazy was not from that album.
It was all Afterlife mostly.
Right. Which is his best album. What was interesting enough, actually, and Brandon and I touched on this very lightly during the week. Number 19 already has Metro Boomin. Now, this isn't even a week old.
Yeah. And
does the album actually succeed outside of the movie?
I've yet to listen to it. I saw the movie, and I'll tell you this: the needle drops, like the songs that play in the scenes, like as far as like how well do they serve the scene, incredible, really really successful. But there was nothing like Sunflower where I was immediately like, I need to go listen to this in my car on the way home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see that. Well, that was a rarity, though.
Yeah, that was a rarity, and like
that was a hit. Yeah,
I had Patrick Parker, who I did the podcast with. I made sure to bring this up because I'm from a music show, and he said he would listen to it as an album, and it just did not work for him.
I'm just kind of curious. Then, like, does it really deserve to be top 19 as an album by itself?
But this is what I mean,
that we touch based on.
It
loses its purpose without the movie companion.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. Like, this is clearly like a kind of hypey kind of options. Yeah.
I mean, they put Jack Harlow at 20. They did put it top 10.
Yeah.
So
once again, it's less this is just like what it's in front of, and less like what I'm like its position itself. Like I haven't heard all of Six Lack. I'm sorry, but I think that should be above Jackman.
Believe it or not, I didn't like it as much.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's very easy for Six Lack to become
navel gazing,
repetitive, where
really
the sound is pretty unified or like uniform, I guess. I feel that even on his original Free Six Lack, it's like that album I very much enjoy, but there's definitely parts where it slows down and it feels very samey, and then you got X Calling at the end, which just knocks out of the park at the very end, so it leaves you with something super strong. But some of the songs in the middle are just not there,
Yeah, that's very valid. Yeah. And believe it or not, as bad as this is gonna sound, this is actually like a lovey-dovey R&B, which like I just didn't think it was gonna be.
Yeah,
I was more expecting like, I feel like the trend right now in alternative R&B is toxicity or darkness, some form of darkness. This is not it. This is actually very like lighthearted I love my partner type of R&B, and I was not ready for it.
Yeah.
If Chance the Rapper made R&B.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Little Dirk, I would have wanted this higher. I like this album.
I haven't listened to it. I really want to.
I've listened to most of it. I'm going to be finishing it later today when I'm editing. But yeah, no, I like this album a lot.
Are the other songs as good as the J. Cole song?
No, but they're good.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Scaring the Host. This is easily my number one of the year. And, like, look, I get that it's not going to be number one. And I just think its position on here is like, yeah, it's the hype beast thing.
Yeah.
You know, there were a lot
I
of
mean,
people...
a lot of people have it higher. So
yeah, no, a lot of people have it
crazy
higher. And, like, there is certainly a sphere of the internet where this album is, if anything, overrated. Right? That sphere definitely exists. But is it Complex's audience? No, I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
You know, I would say if you go to Fantano,
to this.
yeah, dude,
I really do.
It has not left my rotation. There are still like 4 songs from this album on repeat.
Let me show you both something real quick.
Including my number one song that I listened to this year is off this album.
What is that? Lean beef patty or something?
No, God Loves You.
Okay.
So
it's so hard.
You know what? I lied. Literally, I open Spotify right now. Something happened where my top 6, which is like stuff you listen to, right? You know, it's like these top 6 buckets here.
Yeah.
For some reason, Scaring the Hose was in one of these buckets and was just there for the longest time, even though I did not touch it since the review.
Yeah.
So
listen to it once.
I listened to it twice, and during it just sat there in one of those the entire time. I listened to other stuff over it like repeatedly. It just did not go away, and it finally went away today when I looked at it. Finally, when I looked at it to show it on screen.
No, yeah, I have that too. Where I have like a playlist that like I listen to a lot, but like there will be like I've gone like 2 weeks without looking at it, and it's still on there. You know, it's like the playlist.
I don't know how the algorithm works.
Yeah, the playlist that like I put on when I'm reading, right? I haven't really read much since Tears of the Kingdom dropped, and like
it's still there.
I haven't used the playlist, and it's still there. Probably because I use it a lot, but you know,
that's true.
That one makes a little bit more sense.
Spotify's like, you have pretentious taste. Maybe you'd like.
Maybe you'd like Danny Brown screaming into a mix, like screaming into a blender for 20 minutes, and I'm like, I do. Like,
yeah,
you know me.
This bangs in the whip. Like,
I don't know. Actually, I'm very curious how the algorithm works for the top 6 because I'm looking at it. 4 out of the 6 are just my own playlist.
It's just the stuff you listen to.
I don't know.
Like mine right now. Let me look at it. Mine are.
Well, 3 out of the 6 are my own playlists.
Mine's
one of them
my
is a Griselda
on repeat, which I listen to pretty often. One's the Run the Jewels artist playlist I have.
Makes sense.
Yeah, which I listen to at work today, so that makes sense. One of them is the podcast that I'm currently listening to. The Daily Mix that I hit on accident. The I Am Reading podcast, which I did listen to last night, so that makes sense. And then my main like Not Another Booling playlist, which is just like my big, you know, my vaults basically.
Of course. Personalized vault.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So yeah, it makes sense. But like, yeah, there are definitely some weird things. But yeah, no, I don't think this is like the worst list I've ever seen. But like, and I think it makes a ton of sense when you consider who. I don't even like the idea of like writing for. I'm saying like, who is Complex hiring to like be like, you know, to attract the audience they want, and they're probably hiring from this group of people, and that's probably why this happened. And like, I don't think
Complex. Would you consider that mainstream hype piece?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Extremely.
Yeah, it was owned by the one of the like a streetwear guy, wasn't it?
I don't know who owns it.
It was David Echo.
They're the ones who.
Mark Echo.
Yeah, they're the ones who do everything. They do everything. They do First We Feast, so they do Hot Ones and everything that comes with that.
Yeah.
They do Sneaker Shopping, Complex, Joe LaPuma, you know, those guys, Complex Sneakers Podcast.
Yeah.
And then they also do like street rumor stuff, like what's his name? Speedy Mormon, like on all the interviews and things that he does. So yeah, there's a lot there for sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, so do we finally get to the concert?
Let's do it.
Yeah. We're here. We made it.
All right, so we're at the Ab-Soul show. We saw it at Lincoln Hall. You guys, have you been to Lincoln Hall before? This is my first time.
My first time.
That was on that side of the venue.
This is everyone's first time then.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. Real small, real intimate venue. But you know what? I kind of fucked with it the whole way.
A vibe.
I honestly did like it. It fits perfectly for someone like Ab-Soul.
Yeah.
I was a little. I would be honest. It was a little intimidating at first.
What do you mean?
Because like when we were on the first level, it honestly was like this is a really small venue.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Being on the floor level kind of made it seem even smaller in a sense.
Yeah.
Like I was almost claustrophobic, even though it wasn't even filled in at the time. But it still gave a really good vibe, and it was perfect for this type of it or this type of artist. And when you go to the balcony, it's even better because then you can really like see the scope of it all.
Yeah, no, the balcony was the move. And it's an open balcony up there. Like they obviously have like the row reserved for certain people, and we finessed our way into it. But it's like open. It's like a very open place. That was like the main way I thought of it. Because like you go to the Metro, which is I think like the closest comparison to places I've been to, which is like that but like bigger. It's maybe twice the size, but with a similar setup, except that it's like upstairs, and it's just very open. You can go anywhere, but like it was tightly packed. Like he sold that shit out for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And honestly, like it was a shock that someone like Ab-Soul was even playing such a small venue. Not that I'm opposed to it. I love that shit, but like I just thought he would pull a bigger crowd, but no. And like, well, he filled the place, but I meant like
I don't know. It's possible that he could have went to a bigger venue. I think it fit him well. I will say I love the atmosphere of it, but I did notice some flaws. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it was perfect. But the whole like idea of an artist selling their merch and the card machine stops working kind of gives you a good idea of like, okay, this
is a rinky-dink production, but it worked out though.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So we get there.
Yeah.
It was a great vibe. Definitely a bar vibes. You know, it was cheap drinks, dive bar. I've been to Shuba's, which is like the venue on like the other side. They own the whole building, and it's like right there. But I've never been here, and yeah, it was nice to just be able to have like a place to sit and watch something. And like that was the thing. This was a very low impact experience for us. We were able to walk in. We were able to sit and watch. We were able to like get a really decent view, really quality acoustics. Everything was so clear.
Yeah,
you know, and
I
understand that like when you have a smaller venue, it's a lot less tricky, but still, that doesn't negate the experience.
Oh yeah, and when we say small, like to give you an idea, we did not come in with tickets. You come to the door and you say their last name. That's how like
it was
small the crowd was. Yeah. So you kind of get a sense of like this is what would you say? Maybe a couple hundred?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe like 200.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That was, and I think that's how Thundercat's going to be too, because it's also will call for that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Where's Thundercat?
We're going to Thundercat.
I have to. Oh no, it's at Salt Shed.
Oh, interesting.
That's gonna fucking slap.
I haven't been there.
I've not been to Salt Shed. I'll probably have been there already when we go see him though.
I'm excited for that.
Run the Jewels.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show's gonna be insane there.
I gotta get those tickets eventually. Like they're just I keep checking with Jeff because he has like the app and like he just like checks it and I'm like I don't even know. I don't know the fucking
the price isn't gonna go up right now.
Yeah, and it's like $5 more than it was the day they came out, and they have the only one is that like night 2 is getting expensive, but like but no, I'm gonna get tickets probably next month or something. But I've been to the Salt Shed by then, but I'm really excited to go there and check it out. This is so cool. And Thundercat, hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really dope. I don't know. The other thing I kind of wanted to talk about is kind of the crowd dynamic or like the demographics within the crowd. How do you guys feel? Because like it was actually a pretty good mix.
It was a very good mix.
Like I saw a lot of different ages, races,
a lot of different ages, a lot of different types of people. Yeah. I will say that
really rowdy kids behind us. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, very
there
silly.
Was the only one that was like screaming
at all, like was right behind us. And that's another thing I feel
big
like
fan. He was a big fan.
I do feel like when you're on the balcony like that, and I felt like this for the first time we saw Brockhampton too. Like you can't get the best sense of the crowd, but you get a good sense. Like it's just And yeah, I thought it was a very copacetic crowd. But the thing I thought was the coolest was just how much Ab-Soul was interacting with the fans, right?
The entire show.
Honestly,
entire show.
like at times to the point where like it kind of affected the flow of the concert. Not something I would ever take issue with, but it was like significant, which I loved. You know, there was a lot of just like love for the artistry and the craft and the passion for the fans. It was everything you would have wanted from an artist of the caliber of Ab-Soul.
Yeah, that's very true. He spent a lot of time thanking the crowd, actually giving honor to the crowd and being like, you guys are saying like, oh, I saved your life, but like you honestly saved me. And like,
yeah, it was honestly like, and like, I liked how he like, because it seemed very, very casual, but I bet there was a bit of like preparation there. Cause like the entire times he's like, give it up to you, give it up to you. And then after he does like that really, what was like the second to last song? He does Do Better. He's like, give it up for us, you know? And like, there's like an arc there and everything. And it was just like masterfully well done. But first, should we talk about the opener?
Yeah. Fresh.
Dude, Fresh was good.
He was
None of us had heard of him before.
I mean, he's on my favorite song off Herbert.
The album. Yeah.
Off Gang and Them. And he came out for that. And dude just came out there. He was super like chill. You know, it's one thing to be Ab-Soul and interact with like the adoring fans from a 10-year long career. It's another one to have like such fun like interactions with the fans that no one knows who you are. And Fresh did that. And I thought he was like a consummate professional. I think he did a great job, dude. I was a big fan. He's on my list of artists to check out.
I really enjoyed the part when he basically was like in between songs and one guy in the crowd goes, "We fuck with you, bro."
Yep.
That was really funny.
He was like, I know that guy's white. Like there was one thing where he was like
no, yeah, that's true. Yeah. He had a good presence. He had a lot of fun.
Such a good presence, and such a lot of fun.
The actual music was good. Like
so
I
good.
Feel like a lot of openers we had, I do not enjoy their music. I'm not gonna lie. He actually had good music.
No, he had music I really enjoyed too. It was really easy to just get into.
Right.
He brought a lot of energy to it.
There were some questionable lines. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course.
There were some questionable lines.
His name has a $sign in it. Okay, it's not. He's not Noam Chomsky.
And that was his rebrand, by the way. That was his new name.
But
can we talk also about the DJs? How he had 3 names?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was actually going to say a lot about the DJ.
What, the biggest bucko.
The biggest bucko. You kept saying
Big
that.
Bucko? The biggest bucko? Python P? Yeah.
Insane.
I don't know.
That shit is so funny, dude. I really enjoyed that.
He kept the vibe going the entire time, though.
Yeah.
He was committed.
I was in and out. He was okay to me. Personally, for me, I like the music that he played. I like the energy that he brought, but there were some times
it was funny.
It's like, oh, this is kind of awkward. You're not bringing the right energy.
Yeah,
but
no, definitely. Yeah, he's not bringing the right energy.
Yeah, but it was a good group overall. All of them played off each other. Even like you said, when they did the Gang of Them song, when they did the Trust
Best
Fall,
moment of the concert.
that was actually, that was a highlight.
Fantastic, you know. I like
as goofy as that is, it's nice.
I love, dude. My favorite thing. I love when like artists wink and nod at the expectations we have of them. And when Fresh was doing the song he did with Wiz Khalifa, he's like, he's not coming out from the back. Don't cheer for him. Cheer for me.
Don't cheer for him. Yeah. That was
cheer for him.
Yeah, like he's not coming out. I'm here. Like,
yeah.
And
absolutely.
Dude, just so much like personality and personableness. It was just, oh man, it was a really refreshing experience.
His whole thing with Wiz Khalifa reminds me of when I saw Cardi. And Cardi did pretty much every song, or almost every song off of Whole Lotta Red, except for Metamorphosis, because he made it very clear that like Cardi's not here.
Like he's not coming on.
Yeah, exactly. It was exactly that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I really want to see Metamorphosis live, but that's another thing.
We might still see it.
You might still see it. Cardi's gonna
be there at Summer Smash. Dude, if we see Metamorphosis live,
Jasper's about to lose his mind.
Purvis is about to have another contact photo for me.
It's
I'm fully ready.
Dude, that's the biggest bucko, I would say.
Yeah,
when
there is
I go
no
see
bigger
Playboy
bucko.
Cardi,
Jasper listening to Metamorphosis live with Playboy Cardi and Kid Cudi, the biggest bucko. Yeah.
I'd
We're
pay
gonna
some
have to
big
make
buckos for
a
that.
Yeah.
poll for him just to go crazy.
Yeah.
I am very excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Dude, I can't wait. Yeah,
I'm gonna
this is
lose
be
my
fucking,
mind for
this is gonna
Playboi
be
Carti.
fucking
Absolutely.
incredible. I'm Playboi Carti. Like, I'm doing kind of an experiment this year where I'm seeing some artists and I'm like, I'm gonna dive into them first through seeing them live. Like,
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be an experience.
Well, that was me for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So what was your reaction like then?
It was fun. I had a great time. It was just a really nice vibe. I kind of like I had heard some of the songs before, but I didn't know any of the words or anything. But like I really enjoyed it. I also thought that the denim jacket was
Fire.
quality.
yo,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, dude. And
Super nice jacket.
Brandon, I don't know if you heard what I said to Purvis, but I leaned over when he put it on and I was like, biker denim, more like burger denim.
because he had a burger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Oh
was
my
a
God.
giant cheeseburger on the back of his denim jacket.
It looked pretty dope.
No,
Honestly,
he was dope.
was
No,
really
yeah.
funny when he took off the white beater.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's getting some guy to do. He's just like, homie, I know you're not reaching for this. It's like, it's like they're having fun. It's a lot of fun.
no.
Man.
Dude, he had so much fun with the audience, right?
Absolutely.
And like, I remember when I saw Freddie Gibbs just like 6 months ago, right? He at the end he came out and he didn't do an encore, but he did come out and he like hung out with the fans for a little bit, and it was cool, right? But there was something about it that was just like, this feels like a little obligatory, you know? Like this feels like, even though it's not something I've ever seen another artist do before Freddie Gibbs, to be honest, he kind of was like very much like, I'm gonna do this and get out of here. Whereas Ab-Soul just seemed to be basking in like the love his fans. He like grabbed that girl's phone and like rapped into her phone for her for like an entire verse.
Dude was
Right?
ready.
Literally let her sing the verse. Also, like
it felt like he was ready to sit behind after the show and like give out autographs at a table. Like it was that kind of vibe, like book signing vibe.
Yeah, like I remember, like I saw Kid Cudi at NIU, and like the story on social media the next morning was that he just went frat hopping that night.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, and like it's like
that's nuts.
Yeah, that's kind of vibe. So I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed his last album, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
It was interesting enough seeing all of this live. The lines hit harder. I understood the actual lyrics better and like the impact of it because it. Don't get me wrong, I love enjoying music with like headphones and being able to dive in and have the lyrics up, but seeing people actually live react to the punchline of a verse is like, wait, that was hard.
Yeah.
Like I think I turned to you 2 or 3 times and I was like, wait, did you catch that? Like that was actually really hard.
Yeah.
Like that was dope.
Yeah. There was a few of them. There was one Fresh had that was like, Jesus Christ, that was incredible. I forgot what it was, but I'm going to be looking for it now.
I just remember he was like, man, I'm sweating up here like a deacon. And I started dying and you turned to me, you're just like, anything religion related. It's just like
that was just for you. He put that in.
What if I thought he was dead ass about to like point up in the balcony and be like, that was for you, Purvis Funkers.
like you, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this was just such a refreshing, energizing experience. It felt so like in line with like the culture of hip hop. You know, like don't get me wrong, I love those huge stage shows that you get at festivals.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people in the genre have really taken advantage of that format to deliver excellent experiences for people. But this is where it came from. And like that, there was certainly that feeling to it.
I will say in terms of not even just the bars hitting harder and things like that, I think the impact of having that small feeling, I'm not gonna lie, I almost teared up like more than once.
Yeah.
Because like actually hearing songs like It Be Like That and having him break down the lyrics to the song and then him ending off with Do Better, like it's stuff like that. It's just like, you're like, really giving back to your community.
Because you're directly there interfacing with him emotionally.
Exactly.
There's really
and he did Gotta Rap twice. I don't know if you guys realize he did it twice.
Yeah, I realized. But I like that song. I like Gotta Rap a lot. Gotta Rap's a really good song.
It was a good encore song to end on.
Yeah. Dude, he did all. I really got zero notes for this. It was just like. It was
actually was one thing.
Okay, tell me.
there's one thing, and I'm not gonna say like I hate that he didn't do this, but I think it would have taken, because we're gonna give a grade to this. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say it's an A plus, and there's one specific reason. This is why he did not do some of his biggest songs that he was featured on, and I feel like that was a choice.
Yeah.
Because like when we went to go see Pusha T, obviously Pusha T was at a bigger venue and he had a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
But Pusha T did all his bangers.
Yeah, he
Even
did.
if it was like one verse on a banger song, he did the one verse on a banger song.
Yeah.
And he made it work. And
Yeah.
it was hard.
I
There's a
respect that.
lot
Yeah.
of songs that Ab-Soul is on that are
Yeah.
insane that he didn't even do.
Sure. Yeah, I don't hate being upset about that. That's I think that's valid, especially because like it is Big Sean does it. Like that is
Everyone does it, really.
that really is like a not a unfair expectation, I'd say. I would say though that from the fact that this was a $20 concert, it was a small intimate venue.
Exactly.
It was, this very specific tour. I don't mind that it was focused mostly on the Herbert album and only a few of his bigger songs. So like I guess it didn't bother me.
Right.
I
There's
get
certain expectations.
Yeah,
you have
I
when
just didn't have that expectation of him. Don't get
That's
me
fair.
wrong, like, and like Pusha T, like the expectation. I think the thing is that like if he did every song off It's Almost Dry, which he basically did,
Yeah.
like he has, you can tell the show's going to be an hour and a half. That's
It's gonna
40
say that's an hour.
that's
album,
40
right.
that's a 40 minutes of music. What else is going to come of it? Ab-Soul didn't have that problem. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So but yeah, that's just kind of my thing. And yeah,
Mhm.
I thought it was, if we're giving it a grade, I'd give it an A plus because like it was such a frictionless experience with the venue. It was, the beers were cheap. That was great. It was a 20-minute train ride from my house.
We get out at 9:30.
I was in my house at 9:43. That was when I texted Rachel. I'm like, I am home from a rap show. This is incredible, right? Like,
and that happens when you go see a 36-year-old at Lincoln Hall.
Yeah,
it kind of plays into it.
Yeah, no, and I'm completely satisfied. I totally would love to see him at like a bigger show, and I don't think it's impossible that may happen.
Yeah. Well, if we're doing grades, then you got an A plus.
I'll do it.
I'm gonna do an A for the exact reason.
And also,
feel like
I think those expectations, just like that one grade difference, completely fair.
Like, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to dock it from him too much, but I feel like, especially in a genre like hip hop, features are everything.
Yeah.
Like
especially
half the stuff
him. He has like look. I would have loved if he did like that part, like the
literally. There's
the
so much extra stuff that he could have done. But I don't want to dock too much from him just for doing that, because it's a choice. It's not like it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
But it would have been dope to see some other stuff. Like specifically, I wanted to hear the song "The Law" with Mac Miller. I would have lost it.
Yeah,
Man.
I would have absolutely lost it.
That would have been something.
Yeah, and
but
that's a song that like, I think about like, oh, he's done like the songs he does with other TDE members. Like, yeah, they're cool, but are they like the equivalent of Pusha T doing Don't Like? I don't know. But that one, yeah, you're right. That would have been sick.
That would have been huge.
That's totally.
All right, Jasper, what's your grade?
I'm an A, 100%. I think it was super solid. I mean, I didn't have the background familiarity. I thought it was really nice. I think the one detractor for me was just like, it's kind of tough because like it's like the ambiance of the crowd is really great and really interesting, and the way he played with the crowd is really interesting, but at the same time I couldn't help but feel that like every track that he played it felt very consistent across like an energy level.
He has like a very specific vibe. He's not
okay.
I mean, I don't want to say he's not dynamic. He's a very dynamic lyricist.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he's that dynamic.
Tracks.
I don't know if he's that dynamic of a performer.
Right, and that's the thing is like, I'm surprised he wasn't like, okay, now we're gonna slow it down and now we're gonna go hard and like do the
Yeah.
kind of like the ramping that you see at shows that gets people really going. But I
Yeah.
guess it was very much a cozy show like we talked about. So I can't fault him for it. It's just something where I was like a little surprised not to see it.
Yeah. There was. I don't think he did a single song where like people got like hyped.
No, yeah.
Like there was no.
When he came out at the opener, everyone's losing their mind, or at the end, everyone's losing their mind. But like, there's no clear song in his whole discography.
Like there's no like
exactly.
where like people just go crazy.
And
But
even still, because we have the benefit of being on the balcony, you can see everyone. Like the back of the crowd, they weren't going crazy.
No,
like the front in general.
Yeah, and like, look, I thought it was a great vibe. It was also like a very safe feeling show. It was like, oh, this is like very chill. I was into it.
No one was in danger of getting trampled, which is
that is also true.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I was actually going to say it's. Could you imagine? Jesus Christ. It's weird saying things like this, but it is a smokers concert, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like most of his discography is more for a chill vibe.
I will say
it's not really you go out and drink and do party and do all this other stuff. Like it's meant to be a chill vibe.
Yeah, it's a chilling and it's a thinker too.
Yeah.
All right, so are we moving on then?
Yeah, recommended songs.
Real quick, Isaac just sent us some breaking news. I'm breaking it right now.
Please.
Kid Cudi just announced his album.
Let's go. What is it?
It's called Insano.
Insano?
Yeah. Insano, and it drops in September.
That's so far.
Yeah.
And we're seeing him. Why can't it come out before that?
And Schoolboy Q?
As an upcoming listening party. Oh, wow. All of this stuff. Oh, no, that was what we already knew. But this is, it's called Insano. Oh.
Well, that'll definitely be something.
Yeah, that'll definitely be something. All right. So we want to do recommendations?
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Purvis.
Cool. I think I text you guys about this, but this is one of the songs that I actually heard just like walking into Revival downtown.
Yeah.
I was going on lunch break from my job, and it's just such a real feeling where it's just like you pick up on a very rare song, and it's like, why? Who knows about this song? Who's actually playing this in a public area? But the song "Understood" by Mike Jenkins was playing. Absolutely phenomenal song. It is a banger of a song. The entire playlist they had at Revival was surprisingly very close to my music taste. But highly recommend that song. So "Understood" by Mike Jenkins was my first one.
That's a good one. Right. I'll go first. Okay, so I originally had like a fun conceit for my two recommendations because I got two songs back to back by the Algorithm, right?
Okay.
And it's the kind of thing you'll just not get from the DJ because the DJ segments all the things you listen to. And it was just like these two very disconnected songs that just hit really hard with each other. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to recommend the rap one because the other one was a rock song and I got a different one for that. Okay. This was the definitive song in my college experience, and debatably one of the best songs ever written. "Bad and Bougie" by the Migos.
Jesus Christ!
All right, Donald Glover.
Dude,
that build up.
Dude, this song was global. This was incredible, and just the song that like came right after it that was like this weirdly hits really hard. "Purple Haze" by Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
Yeah.
1-2 punch. Okay.
Yeah, a good 1-2 punch. Yeah. So "Bad and Bougie" by the Migos.
It's a classic. I'll give it
to you.
It's
a classic. Yeah. It's for the culture.
It changed everything.
Yeah.
For the Migos, I feel like. All right, Jasper.
All right. I think I might have talked about him before. I think one of the most unknown artists who deserves to be much more known right now, not in the hip hop space, Elliot Moss.
Yeah, you've talked about him.
Elliot Moss, I think, has more chops than James Blake, yet a fraction of the plays, fraction of the fan base, no collabs as that I know of. And I think it's down to like the label he's signed to just not being very good or competitive or whatever. But he just put out 2 new songs just now, like this year, and it's called Lazy as the single, but there's two. It's Lazy and Altitude. And I'm recommending Altitude by Elliot Moss. This song hits. Pretty much everything of his I really, really enjoy. I think Boomerang, his 2017 EP, is like probably the most underrated EP I've ever listened to in my limited EP experience.
Yeah.
But it's just he's there. It's like James Blake with more like electronic backing and instrumentation, and it's just like such a vibe. And I really, really mess with this stuff. My girlfriend put me on it. I like heard it before in passing, and then I like got into the music videos to that, and he's just solidly, consistently been making cool stuff. So that's mine.
But I'm about to check this out then. You said there's a music video to this specifically?
I'm pretty sure there's a music video for Altitude. Let me double check.
Okay, cool.
Yes, there is.
All right. Got some visual effects with it.
It hits.
All right, but I'll do my second one then. I do not know how I have not brought this person up. I can't give you too much background information in terms of Reggie. I found him a long time ago, and the only thing that he has on his streaming platforms is his singles. I've been waiting for an album to drop for I don't know how long, but the way he has dropped his singles is very similar to how Chance was dropping his singles recently, where it's like all of these are part of a bigger project. It seems like in every single one is good. But I'm gonna recommend specifically the single "I Don't Want to Feel No More" by Reggie. Absolutely phenomenal artist. I cannot recommend him enough. And the fact that all I know from him are individual singles. When this man drops an album, I'm gonna lose it. So highly recommend.
Highly recommend. All right. Next one. I want to talk about this one for a second. Recommending The Teacher. It's the second to last song on the new Foo Fighters album that dropped last week. But here we are. I'm a pretty big Foo Fighters fan, and I've been disappointed with like the last 10 years of their albums. They kind of go with the strategy that a lot of rock bands of their era that are still around do, where like all of their albums have like 25 songs and like 6 bangers.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the album of the year. This is the best album I've heard this year, and it would have fucked up my top 5 last year. For some context, last summer, the drummer of the Foo Fighters, Taylor Hicks, tragically passed.
Yes.
And David Grohl, who was like basically the Foo Fighters, it's his project. But now, at one point, he was literally recording every piece of the music. But now he has a band with him. David Grohl also lost his mother, right?
Jesus.
So the Foo Fighters have like a very typical like arena rock, like this is like the kind of music that would fill Wrigley Field, right?
Yeah.
And that's like their favorite venue actually, which is really interesting. And this album is like a very deep meditation on like death and longing, and like David Grohl, like this staple of the rock genre in the last 20 years, working through these emotions, and it still hits as like a stadium rock experience, right? There is zero compromise. I have not seen someone weave together like substance and like style into such a multifaceted project, possibly since Good Kid, Mad City. This is an insane album. Right?
Wow.
The Teacher is a 10-minute long song, and anyone who knows the Foo Fighters would think they are not the kind of band that could pull off a 10-minute long song, right?
Okay.
Totally
fucking. It's like, wait a minute, Dave Grohl's not Frank Ocean. Yeah. What is this?
Well, like they don't do a lot of key changes. They're not like a really not dynamic, but like they're not a very progressive band that like.
It's very tight. Yeah.
It's very tight. Mm-hmm. That's a very good word for it, right?
I mean, listen to The Pretender. You know exactly, like the tightness.
And this is like in the vein of like The Pretender and My Hero. Those are kind of like the songs that stylistically this album feels more like. But it's a 10-minute long song, and it completely works. It is the most astonishing thing I've ever heard. And the last song, Rest, drove me to tears at my desk this afternoon. And I've listened to this album like 10 times already. Like,
sheesh.
And look, I know that there are some stellar artists dropping albums for the rest of the year, I have a hard time imagining any of them are going to be able to deliver their signature sound with this level of emotional depth. You know,
Okay.
I think, yeah. So this was a doozy of an album. I'm very excited about it. It is album of the year.
I'm
Like,
saving it. I'm going to save it. I've never
it's
listened
also
to Foo
short.
Fighters.
It's 45 minutes long.
To it.
Dude, this is your birthday present. I'm going to buy you tickets to a Foo Fighters concert.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Dude.
But
No, they're the first night of Riot Fest. Them and Turnstile.
okay,
That's right.
Serious. Okay,
they're
I'll-
the
I will
first
check
night
this
of
out.
Riot Fest. And if they don't play against Turnstile is like another incredible band for you to check out. So,
I'm gonna get a full experience.
Full experience. Yeah, you're gonna get the full Riot Fest experience. You got me a really wonderful gift, so I gotta get you back. And this
All
one
right,
is gonna
bet.
be. So it's just one
Cool.
day passes haven't been released yet.
Works for me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my recommendation. The Teacher off the Foo Fighters' last album, and it's album of the year from. Well, not. We'll see. We'll see how the
So
rest of the year.
far.
So far though, it's
Right.
like
It's dominant.
it's dominant. Like Scaring the Hose, I probably have listened to more and probably will listen to more because, like, once again, this is about death. But like, yeah, no, this is my album of the year so far. And like, last year was a stacked year and it would have fucked up my top 5. Like, it would have fucked up my top 3. Probably not that much though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jasper, we want to close this out?
For sure. So, like I said at the beginning, I listened to the entirety of Travis Scott's discography.
The hype is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, leading up to Utopia, right?
I do understand. I've been doing the same thing.
So my song that I always come back to, even though it's off my least favorite project of his as a whole, is off Days Before, Drugs
Okay.
You Should Try.
10 out of 10 song.
Yeah,
10
no,
that
that's
song-
a 10
11 out of 10 song.
That's a
Okay,
10 out of
12
10
out
song.
of 10
That's a-
song.
Every single
It is
time, nothing has snare like it. It's just
It's nothing
mwah.
even close.
It's a 10 out of 10 song.
It is perfection.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 song.
Travis said it's always poppin', and lo, it was always poppin'.
It might be it might be his best song. Like, if we're being
I don't know
about
if it's his
that.
best song, but it
Top
is
5?
top 5.
Yeah, top 5. I'm down with top 5. But yeah, no, it's a good one.
absolutely
all right.
phenomenal song. Oh
Last
boy, are you
fun
gonna
little.
make me do this?
I'm gonna make you do it. Fun little last minute game before we sign off here. Top 5 Travis songs. Lightning round. Go.
I'm not gonna do top 5. We'll do top 3.
Weak.
Yeah, Travis. Yeah, no.
Personally driven, of course.
Yeah, number 1. Ooh, wonderful.
God damn, no.
Which
Wonderful?
which is also off
Okay.
my least favorite.
I could see it because of the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also do like the production a lot. I think it's a really good closer. This is my number 1, correct? Whatever.
Well, it's number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 3, number 2, number 1.
Yeah,
Whatever
this
you
is
want.
What order are
this
you
is
doing?
probably my favorite one. It's probably Wonderful, even though it's off
Okay.
my least favorite Travis project too. But yeah,
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Come on, Purvis.
So I'm doing all 5.
3 or 5.
Drugs You Should Try is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought we were doing round robin.
Oh, okay.
We can do round robin, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
crap.
so what's your number
Do
1?
I have
then?
to go in order?
Do your number 1. He just
Yeah.
did his number 1.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
Do
I'll do
unordered.
mine.
Do unordered. Unordered
Unordered?
is always easier.
I can't do it in order. Yeah.
Okay,
unordered.
do it
Then
unordered.
one of the top 5 will be Drugs You Should Try.
Okay. My number 1, because I already got this shit figured out. Butterfly Effect, 100%.
No.
Okay. Brandon.
Ooh, probably Sicko Mode. I know it's like a boring answer, but it's
I'm not
incredible.
mad at
No, that's a very cool song.
It's
not
incredible.
mad at
Like
that at all.
it is. It's the Travis Scott sound taken to its logical conclusion.
There can be no more Travis Scott.
It's the most Travis Scott.
It's like the album just ends. 3 songs in, the album
Yeah.
ends.
It is the most Travis Scott.
Purvis?
I'm trying to pick carefully. Maria, I'm drunk.
Good choice.
Maria, I'm drunk.
Good choice. My number 2 is going to be 90210.
Okay, great choice.
90210 is good.
Absolutely.
I mean, again, logical conclusion.
Yeah.
The definition of Travis.
Yeah. My third one is probably going to be Franchise.
Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah. I love MIA on that. I think
Bangers in the system is set.
Yeah, no, I think MIA and Travis is like could be an incredible combination for a project. I think they go together very well. I just put the other two above it.
Goosebumps. I have to take it off the board.
Yeah,
I have to take it off the board.
I'd put that up there too, to be honest. I'm gonna try and pick ones that are not ones you two have picked, though.
That's what I was doing too.
So then I guess the rest of this is in no particular order. I'm gonna go probably. I mean, Mamacita.
Ooh, okay.
You can't not do it.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Let me film it, then shoot it. 3D Money, No Illusion.
Oh man, this is tough. Brandon,
yeah,
are you done or are you?
No, I'll do 5 unranked. I just want to go eat dinner. And
I will go through mine.
I feel like we talk about Travis Scott a lot. It's probably
It is
probably
Scott season.
Yeah, probably Drugs You Could Try.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Drugs You Could Try.
We'll go all the way back. Hell of a Night.
Yes, I was gonna say it if you weren't, so I'm glad you did. Astro Thunder.
Okay, I like that.
Mine. Oh, Stargazing. I love Stargazing. I think that's
Stargazing fucking hits.
I think that's
one of the best opening tracks.
It's a really good opener. Yeah.
Of all time.
Do-Rag Activity.
Ooh,
really?
That's a good one. That's a feature though. That's a Baby King song.
That's a Baby King song.
Okay,
yeah.
let me switch it. Highest in the room. I'm gonna switch it.
Oh,
yes.
That's a really good one.
Take.
Yeah.
Good
that's
take.
also about me. Like
I feel like here's a take for you. I think that might actually be more of the final Travis song or sound than Sicko Mode, even, because it's like it is perfectly packaged.
Yeah.
It's just everything like a perfectly contained experience. Like everything you want out of a pop and rap song is in that 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna be unbearable when Travis Scott drops.
And my last one, since we're talking singles, is Skate Plan.
Skate Plan's really good. Yeah.
I fuck with Skate Plan. I've been going back to it lately.
J. Cole feature?
Just the buttery like fucking verses on that it just glide. It's great.
We're gonna be unbearable, Brandon. I'm sorry,
dude. Can we at least let the tide go out? Like,
also, Cardi is allegedly gonna have verses, at least a verse on Utopia. So,
God, I want Utopia to drop, and the only feature to be Bono, just to spite you.
Bono.
Reading the podcast.
Hey,
I don't want that negative energy in my life.
That shit would hit anyway.
He was weirdly well used on Damn. Weirdly well used on Damn.
Yeah. Like how Jim Carrey was weirdly well used on The Weeknd.
Don FM. Yeah, weirdly. I don't even like Jim Carrey. I think he's pretentious and annoying.
Agreed. And I think he has some really bad takes about vaccines.
He definitely has a lot of bad takes about vaccines. And also, I hate how people just like put quotes under his face on Facebook. And it's like, he didn't say this. He didn't say, when life knocks you down, get up and hustle twice as hard. Jim Carrey did not say that.
Did not say this.
That sounds like a very specific problem for you to have.
Yeah. I guarantee you, Tom Hardy has never drank bourbon and said, keep your circle small or whatever. Like, what is with this culture? I'm going to do an investigative report.
It's like, I think people are just confusing Tom Hardy and Conor McGregor again.
They are from the same dirty islands.
You're right.